Back now with our Fox News alert. ISIS has just issued a new threat in the wake of the Paris attacks, saying America will be next. The U.S. government admits there are ongoing ISIS investigations in all 50 states. One of the biggest concerns, an area just outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota, where at least 24 people, take a look at this right here, 24 young men have left to join the terrorists, and many of them succeeded and have not returned. Tom Lydon covers the terror beat for Fox 9 in Minnesota, and he knows these stories inside and out. So, Tom, we were just looking at that graphic right there. So all those young men left the Minneapolis area. They went over to ISIS. They still haven't come back?
That's correct. Not that we know of. We don't know of any who have returned yet. And, of course, that is the huge fear here, that we will send someone over, either who has gone to ISIS, Syria, to fight for ISIS, or who left back in 2007 to go fight for al-Shabaab in Somalia, that one of those men will come back here and have some kind of terror attack here in the U.S. and here in Minnesota. You know, it's about a year ago that al-Shabaab, which is now working in concert with ISIS, put out this video in which they identified the Mall of America as a potential terror target. The message in this recruiting video was, hey, if you can't make it here to Somalia, if you can't travel to Syria, go ahead and attack the state in your homeland. And they even had a little graphic of the Mall of America right down to GPS coordinates on the side that were smack dab in the middle of Mall of America. And that obviously would be a huge symbolic target here in Minnesota.
Absolutely. And Tom, we have talked about how they've been so effective recruiting on social media. And in fact, apparently this terror mastermind who was involved in the Paris attack had recruited thousands of young men to join the jihad. We were talking about 2.5 hours ago on this program with the former ambassador to Belgium about why so many are involved from Brussels in the fight with ISIS. And he said, number one, the unemployment rate is astronomical in one particular neighborhood of Brussels. And the other thing is, when they read on social media the message about how Assad of Syria has killed their relatives with these gas attacks, they're reading that and they're going, well, I'm out of work. I might as well go jihad rather than sitting here.
I think it's the very same dynamic here. I have to tell you, you know, here there's a neighborhood called Cedar Riverside that has been kind of nicknamed Little Mogadishu. And many of the 100,000 Somali immigrants we've had, most of whom are absolutely awesome and have been wonderful contributors to society here, a lot of them live in this neighborhood. And there is a pocket of Somali youth. They are unemployed. They are disenfranchised. They have very little access to resources, but they are very plugged in to social media. Some of them were involved in gangs previously. And what you have is you have both through social media and also religious recruiters on the ground here in Minnesota. They're saying, hey, you have there's no purpose to your life. We will give you a purpose to your life. Fight for the caliphate. That is how you can make life bigger than yourself and add some meaning to your life. And that is a very attractive message for many of these young people. And our U.S. attorney has a countering violence extremism program. There are 3 pilot programs, both Los Angeles, New York, and Boston. But, you know, the money has not reached this pocket of young men. I mean, there's about $2.5 million available in public and private money, but that is simply not getting to these young men in terms of program. Lots of talk so far, not much action, quite frankly.
Nobody knows the jihad from the homeland better than you, Tom. Thank you very much for getting up early and joining us today from Minnesota.
No problem. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.